Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. WTA race update. Aryna Sabalenka solidifies year-end #1 chances, while Coco Gauff and top Americans chase final spot. The 2025 WTA season may have wrapped up its Grand Slam slate, but the race to the WTA finals in Riyadh is far from over. With just a handful of tournaments remaining, the year-end rankings and qualifications are taking shape, and the margins between contenders are razor-thin. Aryna Sabalenka, fresh off her U.S. Open triumph, currently sits atop the race to Riyadh leaderboard with 9,610 points, firmly positioning herself as the frontrunner for the year-end #1 spot. Sabalenka's victory in New York was more than a personal milestone. It cemented her dominance over the season after being so close yet so far from winning a slam this year. The Belarusian, 27, has been remarkably consistent across all surfaces and majors, and her lead over second-placed Iga Swiatek, who holds 7,533 points, gives her a healthy buffer. While the Pole has proven resilient, winning Wimbledon and remaining a major contender, Sabalenka's momentum and points advantage make her the player to beat in the WTA race as the tour moves into its Asian swing. Behind the top two, a cluster of American players is vying to secure their spots at the season-ending finals. Coco Gauff, 21, sits third in the standings with 5,184 points, followed closely by Amanda Anisimova at 4,908 points, Madison Keys at 4,450, and Jessica Pegula at 4,209. These players are all within striking distance of the WTA Finals qualification cut, currently set at 5,605 points, meaning that performances in the upcoming tournaments could dramatically alter the lineup. For Gauff, the focus will be on stabilizing her serve and regaining the confidence that carried her to last year's finals title in Riyadh. Anisimova, meanwhile, has demonstrated flashes of brilliance, but will need to maintain consistency to cement her place among the season's elite to make her first ever WTA finals. Andreeva and Rybakina hold the bottom end of the top 8. The chase for the remaining spots also highlights emerging talent and comeback stories. Mira Andreeva, 18, currently sits 7th with 4,189 points. After a sensational run through mid-season, including back-to-back WTA 1000 victories in Dubai and Indian Wells, where she defeated both Swiatek and Sabalenka, Andreeva has slowed her momentum following an ankle injury suffered in Montreal. The Russian teenager has played only 5 matches since Wimbledon, going 3-2, but her talent and prior form suggest she could re-enter the top 8 with a strong showing in the Asian swing. Elena Rybakina, 26, rounds out the current top 8 with 3,751 points, holding on to the last guaranteed final spot. Despite the Kazakhstan star having had a steady season, she faces pressure from Jasmine Paolini, 3,526 points, and Ekaterina Alexandrova, 2,871 points, both of whom are within striking distance should Rybakina falter. With WTA 1000 events in Beijing and Wuhan, along with WTA 500 tournaments in Guadalajara, Seoul, Ningbo, and Tokyo, the remaining schedule is packed with opportunities for both veterans and rising stars to make their mark. Others to keep an eye on. The race is not only about established names. Naomi Osaka, 27, currently sits 14th with 2,244 points, but has shown encouraging signs of resurgence. The 4-time Grand Slam champion has won 11 of her last 13 matches and reached the Montreal final, demonstrating both form and joy on court. While her points total is currently outside the top 8, a strong Asian swing could put her in contention for a finals reappearance, her first one since 2019. Alina Svitolina, 2,606, and Clara Tauson, 2,553, are further back but still capable of moving into contention with exceptional performances in the remaining events. Veteran players who have struggled with injuries or form will also play a key role. Karolina Muchova, 1,643 points, and Barbara Krejcikova, 816 points, can upset higher-ranked opponents, which could affect the points distribution and the eventual qualifiers. Similarly, Diana Schneider, 1,921 points, has the talent to win key matches in the Asian swing, while Belinda Bencic, 2,229 points, could chip away at the standings with deep runs in WTA 500 or 1,000 events. Other young talents, such as Alexandra Ila, 750 points, and Victoria Mboko, 1,440 points, will also look to translate their recent momentum into meaningful points, potentially shaking up the lower end of the finals qualification picture if they are to upset anyone. As the tour heads to Beijing, Wuhan, and other stops in Asia, the storylines are clear. Sabalenka is focused on solidifying her year-end #1 status, but the real drama lies in the battle for the remaining WTA final spots. With the Asian swing and remaining hardcourt events offering plenty of points and high-stakes matchups, the run to Riyadh promises drama, momentum swings, and a thrilling showcase of who can rise when it matters most. One thing is certain, nothing is decided yet, and every match counts. WTA race update. Aryna Sabalenka solidifies year-end #1 chances, while Coco Gauff and top Americans chase final spot. The WTA season is heading into its final stretch, and the race to the year-end #1 ranking, along with the limited tickets to the prestigious WTA Finals, has become a story of resilience, ambition, and razor-thin margins. While Aryna Sabalenka continues to build a case for finishing 2025 as the undisputed queen of women's tennis, Coco Gauff and her fellow Americans are locked in a high-stakes chase to secure their seats at the table of champions. This is not just about rankings. It's about legacy, pride, and the hunger to stand tall at the end of a grueling season. Sabalenka, the relentless climb toward #1. Aryna Sabalenka's rise in 2025 has been a masterclass in persistence. She has been here before, so close to finishing #1 that she could almost touch it, only to watch Iga Swiatek or another rival snatch it away. This year, however, feels different. From the Australian summer swing to the clay battles of Europe and the electric hardcourt nights in New York, Sabalenka has stitched together a season of consistency that even her critics cannot ignore. Her thunderous serve, once unpredictable, has matured into a weapon of controlled chaos. Her baseline aggression, often her undoing, now feels tempered by a deeper tactical awareness. But perhaps most importantly, she has embraced the grind of the tour, playing through injuries, managing fatigue, and still showing up ready to fight. The points tell the story. With a string of deep slam runs, multiple titles, and few early exits, Sabalenka sits atop the WTA race leaderboard, extending her cushion over rivals. For the first time, the Belarusian's grip on the #1 ranking looks not like a temporary climb, but a claim of authority. She's not chasing anyone anymore, one analyst remarked after her latest win in Beijing. Everyone else is chasing her. The Americans, hope, pressure, and the chase. While Sabalenka fortifies her fortress at the top, the American contingent has its own battle. Who will secure spots at the WTA Finals? Coco Gauff, the torchbearer. At just 21, Coco Gauff remains the face of U.S. tennis, not merely for her game, but for the way she carries herself as the next great hope. Her 2023 U.S. Open triumph set the bar high, and though 2025 has had its share of stumbles, she is still firmly in contention for a WTA Finals berth. Gauff's year has been defined by bursts of brilliance interspersed with sobering reminders of how competitive the tour has become. A semifinal in Melbourne, a gritty clay court run, and solid performances through the North American summer have kept her in the race's top 10. Yet, she knows the margins are slim. Every match now matters, not just for points, but for confidence. And if there's one thing Coco thrives on, it's the energy of big stages. The finals isn't just another tournament, she said after a run in Cincinnati. It's where the best of the best prove they belong. I want to be there. Jessica Pegula, the veteran's steady push. Where Gauff is youthful fire, Jessica Pegula is quiet resilience. At 31, Pegula has made a career out of defying expectations. She may not always steal headlines, but her consistency has kept her in the top 10 conversation for years. In 2025, her challenge has been staying healthy. Minor injuries interrupted her rhythm in the spring, but a strong showing at Wimbledon and a run to the U.S. Open quarterfinals have reignited her campaign. Currently hovering around the cut line for the finals, Pegula knows what it takes to qualify, and perhaps more importantly, she knows how to manage the pressure. Madison Keys and Amanda Anisimova, the wild cards. Few stories in tennis carry as much unpredictability as Madison Keys. On her day, her power game can overwhelm anyone, but consistency has always been her hurdle. Keys' race standing reflects that volatility. Impressive wins offset by early losses. To make the finals, she needs a string of strong results in Asia. Amanda Anisimova, meanwhile, has been the comeback tale of the year. After battling personal and health struggles, she surged back onto the scene with a shock run to the U.S. Open final, where she toppled big names en route. That single result has catapulted her into finals contention, and her momentum makes her a dangerous dark horse. The bigger picture for U.S. tennis. For the first time in years, the U.S. has multiple women in realistic contention for the finals. Beyond the names already mentioned, even players like Danielle Collins and Sofia Kenin lurk on the fringes. This depth speaks volumes about the current state of American tennis. The country is no longer waiting for a savior, but producing a wave of contenders. The race itself, a game of survival. The WTA race is not just about points, it's about endurance. The schedule, from scorching Australian summers to the grinding clay and the global hardcourt trek, tests more than talent. It tests who can stay healthy, who can peak at the right time, and who can manage the mental toll of living out of suitcases. Sabalenka's advantage is clear, but even she knows the battle isn't over until the season ends. A single injury or poor run could open the door for Swiatek or another rival to close the gap. For Gauff, Pegula, Keys, and others, the next few weeks will decide their fate. Every match in Asia, every swing through Europe, carries more than just prize money. Each point could mean the difference between competing in the glitzy finals or watching from home. Why the WTA finals matter. The WTA finals are more than a season-ending showcase. They are a statement. To qualify is to say you belong in the exclusive club of the year's 8 best players. For someone like Sabalenka, it would cement her dominance. For Gauff, it would validate her as not just a slam champion, but a consistent elite force. For Pegula, it would be another testament to her staying power. And let's not forget the finals legacy. From Serena Williams to Martina Navratilova, the event has always been a proving ground for legends. To succeed there is to step into history. Beyond rankings, the human story. Behind the math of points and the charts of standings lies something more human. The emotions of athletes who live and die with each swing of the racket. Sabalenka knows the heartbreak of falling short of number one. Gauff knows the weight of expectation as America's chosen star. Pegula knows the grind of being underestimated, yet pushing forward. This chase, then, is not just about numbers. It is about redemption, validation, and the eternal hunger that drives athletes to keep pushing, even when their bodies ache and doubts creep in. Looking ahead, the next few weeks will determine everything. Sabalenka enters with confidence, but she cannot relax. Coco Gauff heads into Asia knowing that every match is a chance to prove she's still rising. Pegula will fight for every point. Keys will aim to harness her power, and Anisimova will look to turn her comeback into something historic. For fans, it is a feast, drama, storylines, and the thrill of knowing that nothing is guaranteed until the last ball is struck.